Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. This video is going to be a bit different. I will be talking on camera for the whole time about my personal experience of a bunny going through gut stasis. If it's not your cup of tea, that's absolutely fine. I won't get offended if you click off. Please check out my other videos as there might be something else that might pique your interest. But in this video, as well as me talking about Snowball's gut stasis experience, I'll also give you some useful tips on what to do when it happens. I won't be explaining what gut stasis is or talk about its basic information in this video, as I've already done a video on it, so I just don't want to repeat myself. But if you're not sure what this condition is about, or if you just want to watch my previous gut stasis video first, it's linked in a pop-up above for you. So with all that said, let's get straight into it. So let me tell you guys, for me it happened at the most inconvenient time ever. It was on the 12th of September, so not too long ago, on a Saturday. I was working that day, so I was gone for pretty much most of the day. Before I left at 8 AM, I gave Snow her usual breakfast and made sure she had plenty of water and hay for the day. She was perfectly normal, finished her breakfast very quickly, per usual. It was really unfortunate that I had to do overtime at work that day, as that really contributed to her gut stasis. I should have been home around 8 PM, but because I had to stay at work longer due to a patient emergency, I didn't get home until 9:30, which was really late. I normally feed Snowball her dinner around 7 PM or sometimes a bit later as soon as I get into the house, but it's never been that late. As soon as I walked into the bedroom, I noticed she was sitting in her hidey house, but she didn't get up to say hi to me, which wasn't normal for her. She normally runs straight towards me to greet me. I walked over to her in the hidey house and saw that she was sitting in a hunched position while pressing her tummy onto the floor. These are the usual signs of gut stasis. I knew straight away that she's uncomfortable and what is going on. I trust my gut instinct, but I also wanted to further confirm my suspicion and offered her a little bit of hay, which she didn't take. I proceeded to make her normal dinner salad. She normally comes running excitedly when I place it down. Again, she didn't move, but I brought it closer to her and tried hand feeding it to her. She didn't want it. At this point, I was 100% confident that she is going through gut stasis. As it was 10 o'clock at night, my normal vet was closed, but because at the time I worked for the company that also has a 24-hour animal hospital, which wasn't too far from me, I called my colleagues at the hospital and said that I think Snowball is going through gut stasis and that I will be there in the next half an hour. When I was trying to get her into a carrier, she was lethargic but still a bit active. One last trick I wanted to use was to tempt her with some banana, which she loves and would always take, but as expected she wasn't interested in it. Her temperature has decreased. I didn't measure it as it's quite hard to do that in bunnies due to their butthole being a bit tricky to find. You normally need 2 people to do it safely, one to hold the bunny and the other to stick the thermometer in. I just didn't feel like it was necessary. I could feel she was cooler and it would be just wasting time. I used my stethoscope, which I have for work, to listen into her tummy to see if I could hear any intestinal sounds. There was few but not a lot. Because I don't drive and it was a Saturday, nobody was available to drive me there, so I had to take an Uber. Not only I was really stressed and worried about her, I was really exhausted from working a nearly 12-hour shift, so the timing couldn't have been worse. When I got there, I was allowed to go in with her, even though because of COVID, owners are not allowed into the building, but as I was working there, they allowed me to be with her. The vet used his stethoscope and confirmed that there was only very few intestinal sounds, so she didn't have a complete stasis, which was great news, but he did confirm that it was gut stasis. Thankfully, he didn't suspect a blockage and she wasn't dehydrated. He measured her temperature, which was very low, which is a common occurrence with gut stasis. He weighed her to work out the right dosage for the meds, and she was given Simeticone injection to relieve the pain and also metoclopramide injection to promote movement in the gut. At this point, normally a rabbit would have to be hospitalized at least overnight and for a day to monitor the recovery and the food intake. They have to be syringe fed critical care recovery food to keep the gut moving until they start eating by themselves again, and also to administer the medications. As I was off the next day and also being a vet nurse, I knew how to recover her, so the vet agreed with me that there's no need for her to be kept in a hospital. I took her home with the oral Metacam and also some metoclopramide solution in a syringe so that I can continue with the medication at home. The metoclopramide has to be subcutaneously injected between the shoulder blades, which is under the skin, in a layer between the skin and the muscle, kind of like how you would inject insulin in diabetes. The owners would never be given medication to inject by themselves at home as they're not trained to do so. As I know how to do it and was trained, the vet was confident in giving me a syringe with a needle with some already drawn up metoclopramide to give at home. The dosage was 1.6 ml of oral metocam once daily for 2 days and 0.16 ml of metoclopramide twice daily for 2 days, based on Snowball's weight. I ended up not giving her any of the medications at home as Snowball bounced back really quickly to my surprise, and I felt like she didn't need any of them anymore. For her recovery, I did set up a playpen with all the necessities like I did for when she was recovering from her space surgery. I did have to syringe feed her critical care to keep the gut moving, while also encouraging her to eat hay and veggies. If you're interested in how I set up the area and also how to syringe feed critical care, it's mentioned in my spaying neuter recovery at home video, which is also linked in the pop-up above. Around midnight, she started pecking up a bit more and being more active, interacting with her chewing toys. I was hand feeding her hay and veggies at this point and she was taking them, so I stopped the critical care. By around 2 AM, she started eating fully by herself again, which was amazing. I wanted to keep her in a pen for the rest of the night just so she can recover fully before I let her out. She gained so much energy and was so fed up with being in a playpen that she decided to hop out and escape. This really affirmed that she was back to her old healthy self. In the morning, I gave her breakfast and she happily ate it, so she was 100% back to normal and I had no worries anymore. I even gave her some bananas as a treat that she did so well. I'm not sure what caused Snowball's gut stasis. I reckon it was stress from me being away for so long and having a disruption from her normal routine because she was fed at such a late hour. She was also in a dark bedroom before I got in, so that might have contributed to it. According to my mom, when she checked on her around 2 PM, she was eating and fine, so I'm not sure how long she was going through it until I came home. I suspect at least a couple of hours as she had very few intestinal sounds. I don't think it was more than 6 hours though, as it was in a complete stasis. So this is my story. I hope I didn't bore you too much. It was a bit lengthy, but there was a lot to say. I also would like to give you some tips on what to do if you find yourself in a similar situation with your bunnies before I wrap up this video. So the number one tip I would say is definitely trust your gut instinct. If something feels off to you about the behavior, it probably is, so don't doubt yourself on that. It's also good to know how your bunny normally behaves so that you can easily spot if something is not right. Know what the signs and symptoms of gut stasis are so that you can figure it out straight away if that's something your bunny is experiencing. You can find more information on that in my previous gut stasis video, which I also link in the description box below. Gut stasis can happen at the most unfortunate time when your normal vet is closed. So make sure you researched and found your nearest out-of-hours emergency vet or hospital when you initially get a bunny, and have the address and number saved in your phone. This will really save you a lot of time when you're in a stressful situation. It's also good to phone your vet clinic prior to you getting there, as that will give them some time to prepare for your arrival, which means your bunny will get treatment quicker. Do mention that you suspect it's gut stasis, or mention the signs and symptoms that you see, as that will give them an idea of what to expect. They will also appreciate if you can give them an approximate time frame in which you will get there, again so that they can have everything prepared for you by the time you arrive, so that your bunny can be treated straight away. With gut stasis, time is crucial. As like mentioned earlier, the temperature does decrease, which can lead to hypothermia and essentially death within hours. The quicker you spot the signs, the quicker you can get them to the vets where they can receive treatment quickly, and that will result in faster recovery. Please don't wait until morning or after a few hours when your normal vet is open if it happens at night, as most of the time it will be too late and your bunny will not make it. To help with the low temperature, you can make a hot water bottle or place a heat pad in the carrier when you're getting them to the vets. Make sure it's not too hot so that your bunny won't get burnt by sitting next to it. If you feel like it might be too hot, you can wrap it with a small towel. You can also give Simeticone or baby gas relief drops such as Infecol to help with the stomach pain. The dosage will be in the description box below, but it's also in my gut stasis video. It's perfectly safe for your bunnies. If your vet is quite far away and it will take you some time to get there, bring a water bottle and a clean syringe with you so that you can keep your bunny hydrated. Most likely they won't drink from the bowl willingly, so using a syringe will get that water into them. Hydration is very important with gut stasis as they can get dehydrated fairly quickly, leading to additional pain. Keeping them hydrated will also get them into recovery quicker. I would highly recommend having a bunny first aid kit at home with some of the things I mentioned. You don't need a stethoscope. I have it as I need it for work, but there's no need for you to buy one unless you really want to. If you're wondering what's in my first aid kit for Snowball, I do have a video on that website if you want to check it out, but having few things on hand such as Infocol and a water bottle can really help your bunny. My final piece of advice is to remain as calm as you can. I know it's scary and stressful, but it will help you remain focused on getting the help your bunny needs. Have some support from your family and friends. Take someone with you when you go to the vets. I had my mum with me, so that really helped. Consider getting insurance for your bunny when you get them, as emergency treatment is expensive. I had to pay over £160 and that didn't include hospitalization. Having your bunny stay overnight in a hospital for gut stasis will cost over £1,000, so unless you have an emergency savings account, it can cause some financial issues for you. Insurance often will cover any emergency treatments and hospitalization, so you only have to pay an excess cost, which won't be anywhere as much as you would have to pay if you didn't have insurance. So that's it for this long video. Snowball is healthy and she hasn't had it since, and hopefully she'll never will. Gut stasis is very common in bunnies, and vets say that a rabbit will go through gut stasis at least once in their life. As much as we can try to prevent it, sometimes we can't, and there's no point in beating ourselves up for it. So please don't blame yourselves. I did at the beginning, thinking what if I came home earlier, but at the end of the day it was out of my control and you can't predict what's going to happen. Thank you very much for watching me blab for so long. I hope it was beneficial and it will give you more confidence in handling gut stasis if it does happen to your bunny. Please comment, like and subscribe, and make sure to turn that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Follow us on Instagram at SnowyTheBunny14 for some more cute Snowball content, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye! Snowy just wanted to say bye to you guys. She says she missed you, so bye! What do you want to say to them? You want to say bye? Bye guys!